Weight loss is hard, not just physically, but mentally too. We have to make a sudden change to something that is often our comfort zone, food. And restricting it is what makes consistency so difficult. We are not just fighting our bodies, we also fighting our own subconscious mind. I know this because I have failed at weight loss before. But right now, I am in the middle of the most relaxing weight loss journey I have ever done. I'm still restricting in some way, but it doesn't feel like restriction. My life feels normal, and in some aspects, it actually feels better. Sure, the scale is not moving lightning fast, but how I feel has improved so much. I am fitting into my old clothes again. My hair loss has decreased. I am not exhausted every afternoon anymore. So, today I want to share the three strategies that made this possible. Before I continue, though, I want to be honest about something. This is not a magic method. I am not going to tell you weight loss suddenly became effortless. It's still a process. It still takes time and effort. But there is a real difference between a weight loss journey that feels like punishment and one that feels sustainable. And the difference comes down to a few key decisions I made. Those decisions took a lot of the suffering without taking away the results. Let's get into the three strategies. My first strategy is very simple in theory, being in a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is a proven way to lose stored excess fat. Everybody can do it, and rightfully so, because the main limitation is just how many calories I consume in a single day. Here's what I love about this approach: I can practically eat anything I want as long as it fits within my calorie limit. Nothing is off the table, literally. This matters so much to me because of what happened in my past failed attempts. Back then, I eliminated certain foods I really loved. And what happened? My cravings skyrocketed. I would think about those foods frequently, and eventually, I would break down and eat way more than I was supposed to. That's what caused the weight to come back so fast. So this time, I did not eliminate anything. I only learned how to fit things within my calorie budget. And that one shift changed everything about how sustainable this feels. Now, calorie deficit sounds easy in theory, but how I actually do it determines whether I succeed or fail. And that's where strategy number two comes in: choosing the right kinds of food. For me personally, protein and fiber are the way to go. Protein triggers a real sense of satisfaction, actual fullness, not just a number on a tracking app. And fiber keeps that feeling of fullness around for longer. So it's not just about how much I eat anymore. It's also about what I am eating. Around 90% of my meals are whole foods, high protein, high fiber. I rely on eggs, lean meat, legumes, and frozen vegetables. And here's the interesting part: these foods are totally affordable. They are not some kind of expensive diet food situation. They're just genuinely nutritious, accessible ingredients. When my meals are built this way, staying within my calorie limit stops feeling like a fight. My body is not constantly asking for more food because it's actually getting what it needs. And this brings me to the third strategy, the one that I think made the biggest difference in how sustainable this journey feels: eating comfort food responsibly. As I mentioned earlier, in the past, I eliminated things like breads, cakes, and cookies, and it made me miserable. I do not want to repeat that mistake. So this time, instead of eliminating them, I trained myself to eat them responsibly. The rule I follow is very simple: I eat them only after I have met my main nutrient needs, and only if I am still within my calorie limit for the day. I'll be honest, this wasn't easy at first. I still went overboard sometimes. There were days I told myself I would have one cookie, but ended up having a few more than that. But after a while, something changed. I started to develop this little voice in my head. Every time I reached for something that would push me over my calorie limit, that voice would ask me, "Do you really want to do this?" And that little question, just a simple pause, changed my behavior more than any rule ever could. It was not about forcing myself to say no. It was actually about thinking before I acted instead of eating on autopilot. So, those are the three strategies: being in a calorie deficit, choosing foods that are high in protein and fiber, and allowing myself comfort food, just responsibly, not by eliminating it completely. Together, these three things took the suffering out of my weight loss journey. I'm not there yet. I have not reached my ideal body composition. But for the first time, I can actually picture myself doing this for as long as it takes. I don't feel guilty when I eat dessert anymore, and I don't even feel like I am dieting. It just feels like this is how I eat now. If you have struggled with weight loss before, and if it feel like punishment, like a constant fight against yourself, I really want you to consider these three things. You don't have to eliminate the foods that you love. You don't have to suffer to see results. You just have to be smarter about how you approached it. Stay in a calorie deficit, prioritize fiber and protein, and let yourself enjoy comfort food in a way that doesn't derail you. It's not about being perfect, it's about making this sustainable enough that you actually stick with it. And if you are thinking of starting your own fat loss journey, be sure to check this video here because I talk about how I planned my current fat loss journey to give myself a better chance of success in this video.